Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Lucky English YT. I'm your host and your English learning partner, Lucky. And today, we have a very special guest with us. So please give a very warm welcome to the one and only, the super talented Ashley.
Hey everyone! Thanks so much for having me, Lucky. It's awesome to be here.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, Ashley. I'm so glad you can make it today. You know, for everyone watching, Ashley and I are old college friends. And now, after all these years, we're finally sitting down together to talk about a really important topic for all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. College days were the best, weren't they? And yes, I am genuinely excited about today's topic. It's a good one.
Okay, so without any further ado, let's dive into our topic for today, which is, sound drum roll, how to talk about yourself in English.
Woohoo! That is a super important one. I mean, a good introduction can make such a lasting impression, you know?
Exactly. So, whether you're a student, a working professional, or just someone who wants to improve their English, a solid self-introduction is a must-have skill. We're going to break it all down today, and we'll keep it very simple, easy, and conversational. So, you ready?
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Okay, Ashley. So, let's start with the absolute basics. When someone meets you for the first time and asks, "So, tell me about yourself," what do you think is the most common mistake people make?
That's a great question, Lucky. I think the most common mistake is that people get nervous and they either say way too much or way too little, you know? They start rambling about their entire life story, or they just say their name and then awkward silence.
Oh, I've heard people start talking about their second cousin. So to avoid that, the first step is to keep it simple and structured. A good self-introduction usually has a few key elements. What would you say those are, Ashley?
Well, I'd say the first thing is your name, of course. You can say, "Hello, my name is Ashley," or "Hi, I'm Ashley." It's simple, it's direct.
Right. And then you can add a little more information. For example, you can talk about what you do. So you could say something like, "Hi, I'm Lucky, and I'm a YouTuber." Or if you're a student, "I'm a student at Northwood University."
Exactly. And if you want to make it even more interesting, you can add a little something about your personality or your interests. For example, "Hi, I'm Ashley. I work as a graphic designer, and I'm really passionate about art and creativity."
Ooh, I love that. It gives a little glimpse into who you are as a person. So let's give our viewers a quick example. Let's pretend we just met at a party. How would you introduce yourself?
Okay, let's do it. "Hi, I'm Ashley. It's so nice to meet you."
Hi, Ashley. It's Lucky. It's a pleasure to meet you, too. So, what do you do?
"I'm a graphic designer. I love creating visuals and telling stories through my work. What about you, Lucky?"
That sounds fascinating. I'm a YouTuber. I teach English online on my channel, Lucky English YT.
Wow, that's really cool. I'll definitely have to check it out.
See, viewers? It's that simple. Just a few lines, and you've made a great first impression. The key is to be confident and to smile. Okay, so we've covered the basics. Now let's talk a little more about how to describe your job or your studies. This is something a lot of people struggle with, especially when they're just starting out with English.
I can definitely see that. I think the key here is to use simple and clear language. You don't need to use a bunch of complicated technical words. For example, instead of saying, "I am an integral part of the marketing department where I strategize and execute multifaceted campaigns," you could just say, "I work in marketing and I help create campaigns for our products."
Yes, that's a great tip. Keep it simple. So, for instance, if you're a teacher, you can say, "I'm a teacher. I teach English to high school students." Or if you're a software developer, "I'm a software developer. I build websites and apps."
Exactly. And if you're a student, you can talk about what you're studying. For example, "I'm a student at the University of Michigan, and I'm studying English literature." Or, I'm a medical student and I'm in my final year.
That's perfect. It gives the other person a clear idea of what you do without getting too technical. And remember, it's a conversation, not a job interview. So you can and you should ask the other person about their work or studies. For example, after you've introduced yourself, you can ask, "So, what about you? What do you do?"
Yes, that's a great way to keep the conversation going. It shows you're actually interested in the other person too.
All right, now for the fun part. Let's talk about sharing your hobbies and interests. This is where you can really let your personality show and connect with someone on a more personal level.
I love this part. Talking about your hobbies is a great way to find common ground. For example, if you both like the same kind of music or movies, boom, you can have a whole conversation just about that.
Absolutely. So, how can our viewers talk about their hobbies in English? What are some simple phrases they can use?
Well, you can start with something simple like, in my free time, I like to, or I'm a big fan of. For example, in my free time, I like to read books and watch movies. Or I'm a big fan of baseball. I love watching the games.
Nice. And you can also use phrases like, "I'm really into," or "I'm passionate about." For example, "I'm really into photography. I love capturing beautiful moments." Or, "I'm passionate about cooking. I love trying new recipes."
Ooh, I like that. It sounds much more enthusiastic. And of course, you should always ask the other person about their hobbies. You can say, what about you? What do you like to do in your free time?
That's a great way to make it a two-way street. So let's do a little role play again. I'll start. So, Ashley, apart from being an amazing graphic designer, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I'm a huge movie buff. I love watching all kinds of films, especially thrillers. I also really enjoy hiking and just being out in nature. What about you, Lucky?
That's awesome. I'm admittedly more of an indoor person. I love playing video games and listening to podcasts. And of course, I love making these YouTube videos for all of you.
That's great. See, it's so easy to connect with someone when you start talking about your interests.
Okay, Ashley, we've covered the main points. But I think what makes a conversation truly memorable is a little bit of humor and that natural flow. How can our viewers add that to their introductions?
That's a really good point. I think it's important to not sound like a robot reading from a script, you know? You can add small words and expressions to make your conversation sound more natural. Like you can use words like well, you know, actually, and I guess.
Yeah, those are great fillers. They give you a moment to think and make your speech sound less rehearsed. And what about humor? How can you add a little bit of comedy without it being, you know, weird or offensive?
I think self-deprecating humor is always a safe bet. For example, you could say something like, "Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a graphic designer," which basically means I spend most of my day staring at a screen and drinking way too much coffee.
That's a good one. It's relatable and funny. Or you can make a lighthearted comment about the situation you're in. For example, if you're at a big networking event, you could say, "Hi, I'm Lucky. I'm honestly just here for the free food. But it's really nice to meet you too."
That would definitely break the ice. The key is to be genuine. Don't try too hard to be funny. Just be yourself and let your personality shine through.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to use natural reactions like, okay, and haha, while you're listening. It makes the conversation feel so much more real and engaging. Okay, so we've talked about all the different elements of a great self-introduction. Now, let's put it all together. Let's create a simple template for our viewers that they can adapt and use in different situations.
Sounds like a plan. So the template could be something like this: greeting and name. Hi, I'm your name. What you do. I'm your profession at your company. Or I'm a student at your university. A little something extra, optional. I'm really passionate about your interest. a question to keep the conversation going. What about you?
That's a fantastic template. It's simple, effective, and easy to remember. So let's try it out one last time. Imagine we're at a professional conference.
Okay, you go first this time.
Okay. Hello, I'm Lucky. I'm a YouTuber and the founder of Lucky English YT, an online platform for learning English. I'm really passionate about making language learning fun and accessible for everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Wow, that's a great introduction, Lucky. Very polished and professional. Okay, my turn. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm a senior graphic designer at a leading design agency here in the city. I specialize in branding and visual identity. It's great to be here and connect with so many creative minds.
That was brilliant, Ashley. See, everyone, with a little bit of practice, you can introduce yourself confidently and make a fantastic impression in any situation. So, that's all the time we have for today's podcast. I really hope you all found these tips helpful. A huge thank you to Ashley for joining us today and sharing her amazing insights.
Thank you so much for having me, Lucky. It was a lot of fun. And to all the viewers out there, just remember that practice makes perfect. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just keep practicing and you'll get better and better.
Wise words from a wise woman. And viewers, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Lucky English YT for more videos just like this. Also, let us know in the comments below what other topics you'd like us to cover.
Oh, you absolutely should. I mean it, everyone. This channel is a fantastic resource and Lucky really knows how to break things down and make them easy. I'd honestly love to come back sometime and help you tackle another topic.
I'm definitely going to hold you to that, Ashley. We'll definitely have to make that happen. Okay, that's a wrap for today. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and stay lucky.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.